And we're back live again.
Bang, bang.
Whether you wanted us to or not, we are back. Second time this week. Of course, Mike with Jeff, as always. Today is the day everyone has been waiting for.
Meaning definitely us. I don't know about you guys, but we've been waiting for it for a very long time.
Yes.
The day we finally cover and break down Philadelphia Flyers. That's right,
we don't
Mike.
do that every podcast.
Exactly. But this is the extreme version of the
So a lot of the stuff we will say is probably going to be repetitive and everything. I think a lot of it mostly is going to be focused on kind of prospect kind of things.
Yeah, for sure. The prospect game happened last night. We're going to break that down.
Yes.
How much of the game did you happen to see?
I saw until the third period.
Okay. Yeah, I saw almost the entire thing.
Yeah.
It did go into a shootout. Of course, we have our Around the League news as well. That will be very brief, of course, just because there is actually a decent amount to talk about, but not, unfortunately, nearly enough compared to Flyers.
And there is a big thing coming out that we were really hoping that it wouldn't happen yet, but that the rumors seem like more and more that Brewer's getting closer to signing.
Yes.
And we were hoping that maybe we could break it on the podcast.
That would be great. And then
we will see if that happens or not.
Yes.
He's yet signed as of 3:35 on Thursday the 12th.
And then there is a small update about Travis Konechny. It doesn't sound good right now.
We'll get into those.
But we'll get into that later for sure.
But first, we can just kind of do our usual and kind of do Around the League stuff.
All right. So the first big thing that happened earlier today, Josh Morrissey signed an 8-year extension, $50 million contract. It breaks down as the following with an AAV of $6.25 million. So right now he actually is currently under contract because this is important for Winnipeg because they still have plenty of cap space to sign Laine and or Connor. They have $15.4 million cap space. Morrissey is currently making $3.15 million as a cap hit for AAV for the final year of this contract, and then it jumps to the $6.25 million for the next 8 years. So looking at it, the first 2 years are $8 million, bumps down to $5.2 million in 2022, 2023. Then it kind of is all over the place, $6.4 million in 2024, 2025.
He essentially, in a way, got what Triple was probably going to get if he would have stayed.
Absolutely. 100%.
The money that he was going to get was just given to Morrissey.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Morrissey.
There you go.
Myers, too.
And Myers, yes. Yeah. And then the final final 3 years, $4.8 million from 2025 through 2028 for the final 3 years of his contract.
They really do have a lot of cap.
They do, yeah.
But they do still have to sign. There's two big guys, Kyle Connor and Patrick Laine.
And there's just been so many rumors swirling around the Winnipeg Jets with Laine.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate they are, but rumors are never
either.
good.
But I think it's mostly because of his, like a lot of these things that go just based on last season, kind of thing, and that Laine was on fire to start, and then he just kind of tailed off for the rest of the year. So I guess that's why people thought. But then he brought his game back a little bit in the playoffs for the short amount that they were in. But another they do have to worry about too. Kyle Connor's another big guy they have to try to free sign. So that's all the $15 million on their cap is going to go to those two guys.
Exactly. Lucas Spiza has attended, is officially attending the Islanders training camp on a PTO. So, former Flyer there.
Yep. And another guy that we talked about last time on our Rangers was Brendan Lemieux signed.
Yes. Want to break that down?
Yeah, 1 year, $925. Leaving the team with, hold on. Oh boy, there we go. $1.16 million in cap to try to sign D'Angelo or whatever they want to do with him. So,
right. So then, where was this? Because I saw this. Because someone broke down basically how much cap space now the Rangers have in order to sign D'Angelo if they want. There's somewhere between $925,000 to $1.5 million cap space left for Tony D'Angelo. I honestly don't think he's going to take all that.
No, definitely not.
Well, my thing is, because I was talking with some guys who I'm friends with who are Rangers fans, and they were saying that their head coach, Quinn, is not a big fan of D'Angelo.
Right.
So, something to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind
and
of...
Didn't he also... No. Sorry, it was Bruce Cassidy who got an extension.
Yes, that's a big one. Bruce Cassidy got an extension with the Boston Bruins. Honestly, very well deserved.
Yeah. He brought him to the Stanley
Cup Finals.
So.
Yeah, lost in Game 7, unfortunately for them. But, hey, Cassidy, he really helped turn this Bruins team around because if you remember...
even though I still think if they would have kept... what's his face? They still would have done well.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The guy with the Habs. Call Julian. Yes. No, for sure. Because
Julian's just as good of a coach as he is.
Exactly. Honestly, I think Julian could be better.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of Bruins fans hate that he's in Montreal now, though.
Yes.
Because, that rivalry between those two teams.
Yeah. Well, because my biggest thing is that no matter what, this is a talented team.
Oh, yeah.
But
this is going to be a talented team.
It's funny, though, because looking back only a couple years ago, they were actually in a little bit of a rebuild.
A little bit, yeah.
And it was so weird because...
I would say all the way back to 2015.
Yeah, that's exactly right where...
Because everyone was just questioning, you just traded for Zach Ronaldo. You gave up a third-round pick for Zach Ronaldo.
You got rid of Johnny Boychuk.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you got rid of Johnny Boychuk. You got rid of some other guys and everything. And it was questions were starting to fly. Like, what is happening here?
And then they had like 3 picks
in a row. 3 picks in a row.
And not...
and by the way...
only one of them has really kind of panned out, I think.
Yeah, and looking at...
Wasn't that McAvoy?
I'll bring him up right now because the funny thing is, one of those picks, if they really wanted to be, it could have been Matt Barzal.
That could have been a lot of guys.
Yes, because they picked Jacob Zabrell with their 13th pick. 14th pick was Jake Brusk, actually. 15th, Zach Senishin. Ready for this? The next 3 picks, Matt Barzal, Kyle Connor, Thomas Chabot. Other picks that stand out, Brock Besser, Ilya Samsonov,
Sebastian Aho,
TK, Nick Merkley,
yes, there was a lot of guys. Again, another
Nikov.
Thing where people were kind of questioning, like, there's all these talented guys, and you just got guys that nobody really heard of.
Yeah. It's not good, boys.
But then they're in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But then again, they are driven by a line.
They are. And that
is the thing, though, with them.
Yes. Kind of, in a way.
And Tuukka.
Yes, and Tuukka.
Tuukka had a bounce back year, too. After kind of struggling.
So that's kind of that for Boston, though. They're moving in the right direction for sure.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of Boston really quickly, meanwhile, according to Pierre LeBrun, talks between the Bruins and McAvoy have also picked up this week. There's been progress there. Werenski's deal has helped move things along just like it has with Provorov's. Still work to be done, but it is at least moving. So that's a good sign for them there.
Did he mention the Kevin Fiala thing?
I did not.
Yeah.
You got it. Go ahead.
Just to kind of change topics here, but Kevin Fiala has signed a 2-year deal with the Minnesota Wild.
Yep, 2-year extension.
2-year, $6 million. Yes. Good for him. And another thing too, the Sharks have named a captain.
They have.
Logan Couture.
Yep, well-deserved Couture. He showed his true leadership during the playoffs last year.
Again, you could have given it to him. Honestly, you could have. I don't know. Jumbo has the A.
He does.
Him and Hurdle also. Him, Hurdle, Carlson, and Burns all have the A.
Yes. So there are 4 alternates.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It is interesting.
Because typically, when you have a captain, it's a captain and 2 alternates, not 4. But then it's probably 2 home, 2 away.
Maybe.
Unless they all decide, 4 alternates at the same time. Who knows? I've never seen that. I don't know what the general rule is. I wasn't even sure if that's an actual rule or not. I just know that's what
kind of what we were talking about last time.
Yeah.
With Joe Thornton. I could have easily given him the C just because of that.
Right.
not that the A isn't just as important, but
yes,
he's just as valuable as having this.
But again, the reason they probably went with Couture is because
was leading points in the playoffs.
Yes, not only that and everything, but let's be honest here. Thornton might have only a year or two left, while Couture has at least 5+, maybe 7+. Who knows?
True.
But yeah. So you never can tell with these things, but but regardless of, congratulations to Logan Couture, very well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
There's big thing here. The NHL and NHLPA described meetings in New York City earlier this morning, as positive, but not sure at this point what will ultimately come out of them, according to John Shannon. Sides will meet today for the 5th straight business day. So, hopefully some good things will come out there. Obviously don't want anything negative regarding these meetings. So, we'll see what happens. Saw a couple other things I thought I wanted to mention. So this is just really interesting. Regarding the Florida Panthers. So back in 2013, season tickets, guess how many they have sold about?
This is percentage you're saying?
No, just like number wise, like how many like thousands of tickets did they sell? For season ticket holders. So remember that they've let me see how many
5,000 to 7,000. It's Florida, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 5,000 to 7,000, I would say.
Before I give you the answer, let me so their arena can fit 20,737 people at BB&T Center.
Yes. And we've seen a bunch of games where it looks kind of empty. So
yes.
That's why my guess of 5,000 to 7,000.
Close, but not really. 3,000.
Okay. Again, Florida is not the best kind of place. Outside
now,
of Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's been...
The team roughly now, according to the CEO, is about 7,500 mark for season tickets. Obviously, that helps when you sign Joel Quenneville and Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yeah. You get two big-name hockey
guys. It literally doubles. Almost triples. They were
hoping for more of that when they got Hoffman last offseason.
Yeah.
And they're still a good team.
Mm-hmm. They are.
But they're just always a forgotten team.
Yeah.
Because they're always a team that just misses
out.
Plus,
they're in that Florida area, and Tampa Bay's right there.
Yeah.
Also, switching over to Buffalo, where it's a little colder, Rasmus Ristolainen would not say whether he asked for a trade. He said his conversation with GM Jason Botterill will stay between the two of them. What are your instant thoughts about that?
Sorry about that.
You're good.
A bus just went by.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was a bus if you heard that. That sounds like he kind of wanted a trade.
That was my thoughts exactly.
Because I think he realized, I am no longer the number one defenseman here.
Yeah.
Not that he can't really help that team out any, but it's...
yeah.
It's Darlene's team now to lead on that defensive end.
Oh, for sure.
He still has a couple years left, so I don't know what he would really get. He's 24. His contract was for 6 years, 32.4, 5.4 mil a year. That goes for the next 2 years, so...
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's not valuable. He's just one of those, like, kind of defensive defensemen. I feel like that are kind of dying out a little bit in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big body, big build, so you'd really like that on your blue line, but I don't know where. Unless he thinks he doesn't see himself fitting in this kind of system or something, but I don't know. I just stay where you are, though. Ristolainen. I wouldn't go anywhere.
Right.
Because that's still, for a lot of teams, that's a lot of cap to kind of take on if they want to get you. I know you're still young and you still have some upside and everything, but that's a lot of money to kind of take on.
It really is. Yeah, it's...
If it's because you think this team isn't great and you're not going to be making the playoffs, they might not make the playoffs this year.
They've kind of taken a step down, honestly.
A little bit, but they did get Skinner back. And
yeah, no, that was big.
And Darlene's just going to keep getting better.
Right.
Middlestat's good young player.
I'm just hoping...
They got pieces here.
Yeah, they have pieces. It would be nice for everything for Buffalo to fall into place.
Yeah. I want it because I'm not a big Buffalo fan, but...
Right. I mean, I'm not...
that's just me talking as a Flyers fan.
Yes. I would more like to... As a national standpoint, I would like to see Buffalo make it for Rasmus Dahlin. I like to see
mostly
Jeff
for
Skinner.
Buffalo fans, so they don't have to be the big audience for everyone else to watch.
Yes.
Watching every other team. Because they're always one of the big markets for whenever you see who's watching the playoffs or Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's always out of Buffalo. They like their hockey there. Here's another thing, too. We'll get to it a little later, but they got a bunch of UFAs and RFAs next offseason, Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. It's not good.
Is that everything?
At least that's what I have for everything.
Right.
I don't know if there's anything else you need.
Nope. Because I was focusing on the Flyers on this podcast.
I am too.
Sure.
So
because now you can turn off your podcast if you don't turn off the podcast if you don't want to hear the Flyers for the billionth time. But this is all going to be Flyers for the rest of the podcast.
So let's start off with the smaller things. Because there some I have very quickly.
Okay.
The NHL Network announced it will televise the Flyers' September 30th exhibition game in Switzerland. The game is a 2 p.m. Eastern Time start. So that is, again, September 30th. The Flyers have preseason game. That's a Monday, 2 p.m. start in Switzerland. They're playing some team there I cannot pronounce, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Monday afternoon.
Yeah. So that was one of the only small things in Philly. They also had the rookie game last night.
Yes. That's also kind of a small thing in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
But it does give you a good opportunity to see some of these young talent that they got.
Yes.
Which, if you saw that game, the top prospect end guys that the Flyers have,
they did their job.
The depth that the Flyers now have.
They did their job.
So the top line still lost, but it was shootout. Who cares?
Yeah, the top line alone though was Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost, and Isaac Ratcliffe, and that line was awesome.
It was great, but I still want to give them the top 3 stars.
Yes.
If I was giving 3 stars in that game, it would have been
who starting at number 3.
Sandstrom, because he played half the game. Rupstov, and then Myers.
Yes, that's exactly how I think everyone should have it. Let's start with...
I think Rupstov, if people didn't really know the name or knew the name, but didn't really...
understand what type of player he is, there was a great glimpse.
Thought he was just this mad kind of prospect or turning into a mad prospect. I think a lot of people have thought of him. He showed up last night.
He did.
He really did.
He was honestly spectacular.
He was great on the face-off end.
Yeah.
He had 2 goals.
He had 2 goals, and both of them were impressive.
Yeah.
So the first one was more so
kind of feeds,
right?
Because one was that was a great play by Myers.
Yeah, that's true.
And that it
was a strong finish.
Strong finish of an open net, but it's nothing against him either.
Yes.
That was a great shot.
Phil Myers, though, what an impressive play. He looked like a man against young kids out there.
I know. That's why when rookie came up, was like, wait, didn't he play a couple games last year for the Flyers?
He played more than a couple games. His second career NHL game.
This guy's still considered rookie.
I know. His second career NHL game was back in February in the Stadium Series game against the Penguins.
But there's something they mentioned last night that I completely forgot about. That was his 5th rookie game. Yeah. That's hard to believe about that. It's his 5th because he feels like he's only been here for a short time.
Do you want to makes me laugh even more? He was an unsigned, undrafted free agent.
Right after the draft.
Undrafted free agent. So, if anyone if the Flyers need to think, it's Ron Hextall for seeing how dominant this kid could be, and oh boy, it's showing.
All those top talents that they saw there were
all
Hextall guys.
Ron Hextall. So Hextall, I know people still give him crap for a lot of things that have been coming out last year or so.
Because they didn't help the Flyers.
Right. But if there's anything that the Flyers should be thankful for, it's his drafting and his just genius mind.
And the scouts and
the scouting, too. Yes. Yeah. They signed Phil Myers, genius. They drafted German Rubasov, which is turning out to be it was a little surprising at the time.
He was what, the 22nd pick? First overall, first round?
Let me see here. I think the only reason why it was, I think you're spot on.
Yep, first round,
22nd spot on. The 2016 draft. The reason why it was more so surprising is, well, at least for me, a big reason was, remember the U18 Russian doping incident?
I don't know if he wasn't really
right. He wasn't involved, really, but the fact that he was on the team that didn't help his draft cause. That's why I think he fell so low.
I think that, and he didn't have a great junior
career.
That's
exactly right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's great for when you're a prospect or whatever, where you get higher known and everything. But I think professional, he's going to do a lot better than he will junior.
Yes.
Because just in those few games he played for the Flyers Phantoms last year,
he
played in 14 games. He got 10 points.
Yeah. And he would have done better, but he had season-ending surgery on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And that really hurt.
Kasha is going to be another big one, too.
David Kasha, the younger brother of...
The better Kasha.
Yes, the better Kasha is on Philly. Andre Kasha in Anaheim, who is a huge game-time player for the Ducks.
Another guy who scored.
Yes. David Kasha, though, scored last night. Yes. Good goal. Nice heads-up play. Did you see how the play unfolded and everything? Yeah. He went after the puck, even after he lost it. He got the goal.
He was another guy that he was doing well for the Phoenix, but he was also plagued by injury.
He had a concussion last year, and that really hurt him.
So, even if Casa's not going to make the Flyers, so
no.
He's going to help the Phantoms, but even if the Germ were for some reason not make the team, I don't think it's a guarantee he's making the team or not. But
who?
The Germ.
It's not, but I think this rookie game helps a lot.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things where you kind of have to continually kind of put it through the rest of camp. Not just rookie game.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Who were some of the guys from last night that you were not really paying attention to that kind of caught your eye?
Well, Ustimenko, I was somewhat paying attention to him. He had a rough start, but he finished strong.
He did, but I'm not going to give a lot of these guys, because they did struggle at the end.
Yeah.
The Flyers, and even the whole time, they kind of struggled on the defensive end. And a lot of the time, Sandstrom really stood on his head.
Yeah, he did. He looked great.
Because at times it seemed like Myers was the only defenseman out there at times, because the other guys were kind of making costly turnovers and everything. But I forgot where I was going with this.
Oh, you're talking about players.
Oh yeah, guys. Kind of.
One guy actually. Wyatt Wiley.
Hold on. Was most of these guys, this is the first game action they've seen with each other ever, playing on the same team.
Yes.
And the first time they've played since early summer, late spring, somewhere around there for most of them. So a lot of these guys you may not have done well, like Ustimenko, who I'm still kind of high on, excited. He's still a young goalie. They're still developing. You still see some of these guys have some developing to do. They're still young prospects, young players, so they have still some room to grow.
Yep.
All different areas and everything, and I think, especially for a goaltender and someone like Ustimenko, who had to come off the bench halfway through the game, which is always hard enough as it is.
Literally, the first shot he let in, and because literally couldn't do anything about it. It was such a high shot.
Because it's not even like it can really get stretched out either, or fully stretched out. So you kind of have to get ready during the game.
It's so tough.
Because even if it was like during the regular season, they still give him a couple minutes to stretch out and everything if there was a goalie change.
Yes.
But for that, it was like a quick. We're switching
in and out. Yeah. But to answer your question though, Mike, the one player I wasn't really keeping an eye out for, but he caught my eye, Wyatt Wiley.
Yeah, he was. I was going to say
he had some impressive plays, big body, good hits. He stopped a breakaway, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
The one Islanders prospect wanted a penalty, but it was clear as day. It was no penalty. It was a nice defensive play. He looked great. What about you?
Robiev had some moments.
Yeah,
good. Sandstrom. I think a lot of guys are.
He looked good.
Some of the more. I don't know how I was going to put this. I was going to say the casual fans, but some of the casual fans might not know who he is. But more of the people who kind of focus on the goalies or prospects and everything for the Flyers may have thought after the past couple of years where he struggled in the Swedish league and everything that he was being a little shaky, so they maybe want to see a little more out of him. And he did great last night. He only let one goal by. I don't think it was really on him for it, but he bailed the team out a lot. And again, if he can continue, even Bustameko, if he starts turning it around, puts up the numbers he did over in Russia, and then he'll soon become my second or possibly my favorite Belarusian.
Yes. But, these guys looked they look good for the most part. But that top line, we just got to talk about that top line for a second. Ratcliffe, Frost, Farabee, they were on fire, buzzing left and right.
Those guys who I don't think's making the team, because I think they all have an equal amount of chance to making the team, but I'd say Ratcliffe out of those three probably has the least amount of chance. But he's going to help out. He's another guy that's going to help the Phantoms out a lot.
Yeah. He really is, because he scored 50 goals in juniors last year. Yeah. 50 with the Gulf Storm, I believe his team was.
Frost had a 100-point season.
Yeah. It's crazy. But, he'll definitely be another guy to help out the Phantoms. It's going to be his first year in Lehigh Valley. I thought Farabee... Sorry, go ahead.
Or maybe they might change how Frost is, because the only problem with some of these things is, for the Flyers' sake, is Frost is a center, so if they brought him, he'd be winger.
Which I'm okay with.
I'm okay with, but I don't know how they view they view him as a future centerman or how they kind of view him. But if you are, I was actually hoping for more for Pascal Laberge.
Yeah, he's had a lot of injury issues lately the last couple years.
But my other favorite Belarusian Maxim
Shishko. It's interesting. So I
have
mixed feelings about Shishko. I have mixed feelings about him.
Yeah, a lot of people do. But Ripsdorf really helped that line.
Oh my gosh, he was incredible.
Because he was with those two guys. But I'm trying to look, if you're going future-wise past this year and everything, once like Giroux's and them all leave.
Voracek, yeah.
You'll be left with Couturier, obviously.
Of course.
But then you also have Patrick. Yeah. I'm saying centerman.
Oh, center. Patrick Lawton, I'd assume.
Lawton, if he's still here around then.
You could do like an extra forward type of thing for Lots, just more depth.
This is a couple years from now.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, because I could still see Lawton being here, honestly.
I don't know.
But literally just as a fourth line center, while everyone else is above
extra.
him. Or again,
I was going to say, Germ, I think.
German Rubisov, yeah. Honestly, Ratcliffe for sure.
Ratcliffe's of.
I thought he was a center. He's not a center?
He's a winger.
What?
That's the big thing. That's the thing about him. He's a big winger.
What the hell? I could have sworn he was a center.
No, he's a left winger.
So then I guess Frost was centering. Yeah,
yes,
that's right. Frosty was centering. That's right. Dang. Yeah,
Which
he's 6'6".
Frost would either be the center,
or the winger. Did it make me laugh though?
Or if Pask or someone like that eventually kind of comes.
Yeah. Did it make me laugh though? A guy who was like 5'8", 5'8", 5'9", maybe from the Islanders last night. Tried to go after Ratcliffe, who's 6'6".
Yeah, that's how.
And Ratcliffe go to hit him into a penalty. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that was funny too.
Yeah, me that.
But the one thing I will say though, is that for the Flyers going forward, drafting and everything, scouting, they should probably focus more on the defensive end.
They should now. Again, that's also why they took Cam
even
York.
Though I did want to see, because one guy I did want to see who wasn't playing last night was Mark Friedman.
Yes.
I don't think it was because of his play during camp or anything. I think it's just because he's coming off surgery off the offseason.
That's a good point, yeah.
So I think it was more a precautionary thing. But he's another guy. He came up for one game last year. For the Flyers, but he's another guy outside of Myers that are the top end kind of defenseman. And then he do kind of fall off a little bit. They did get a couple guys in the last Hexall draft and everything. So
yeah, because here's my problem now is you have all your young defensemen up.
Yeah,
Haig, Marin, Sanheim, Gusper, Provorov, Myers. That's literally 6 guys right there. But now that those guys have all graduated essentially from, being rookies, prospects, whatever, obviously Myers is going to be considered a rookie still. I'd imagine, because I forget how many games you have to be in order, or have to play in order to be considered a rookie still.
Philippe, let's look at your stats.
Look up how many games he's played.
7. Or sorry, that was for Canada.
Okay.
21.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You at least have to have... Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, here it is. To be considered a rookie...
Lindblom was still considered a rookie last year.
Who?
Wasn't Lindblom still considered a rookie last year?
Yes. To be considered a rookie, a player must not have played in more than 25 NHL games in any preceding seasons, nor in 6 or more NHL games in each of any 2 preceding seasons. Any player at least 26 years of age by September 15th of that season is not considered a rookie. Hence also why Artemi Panarin was considered a rookie and won the Calder Trophy.
Yes. But I will say this, though. Because Myers is most likely going to be with Ghost once on the third pair and everything, and they're going to have obviously better matchups and everything. Could you make an argument that he could potentially be a Rookie of the Year candidate?
As much a candidate, sure. Definitely not finalist. I'd love to see him, but there's no way. Because you got both the Hughes brothers, who I think are going to be finalists, and you have Capo Caco, who could be a finalist as well. I think he could be in running for top 10, possibly top 5 for Rookie of the Year. But unless he literally has the year of his life, there's no way he's winning Rookie of the Year.
He is playing with Ghost.
He is. I'm not saying he won't do well. It's just,
Just thought to put it out there.
Yeah.
But that does put it, because do you think because two of the big things the Flyers did this offseason was obviously sign Justin Braun, or trade for Justin Braun, and sign Matt Niskanen. Do you think once those guys, they might re-sign Braun to another year or so after this year, because he's had 1 year left. Do you think once they're done, they're just going to rely with the guys they have? They're not going to kind of reach out to a veteran defenseman that's out there? Because
that's a good question.
By that point, in 2 years, once Niskanen's contract that's now up, Provorov's going to be 24, 25, somewhere around there.
Oh, my gosh. She's so young. I think that they will actually...
Ghost will be 28 by that time. So
but still... That's so... Yeah. I think they'll still get a veteran or two. Not necessarily to play a whole lot, but more so just depth, and also just to help continue to coach and mentor the younger guys.
Maybe. But I'm kind of the opposite. I can see maybe keeping Niskanen.
Yeah, Niskanen is...
See how you do with Braun.
I think Niskanen for sure. Braun, I think he'll be done after a couple seasons with Philly. I don't know how many years he'll be in Philly. He could maybe even only be here for one.
Let's say Friedman has a great year with the Phantoms.
Exactly.
How long do you then give him?
Not only that, I have high expectations, and I mean high expectations for Cam York.
Yeah,
he's going to be a freshman in this year at University of Michigan. I know that Joel Farabee and Cam York have extremely high praise for one another. Farabee York was saying, I hope he's going to be in Philly this year. That way I can play with him soon. And Farabee, vice versa. I hope he's only in college for 1 year. That way I can play with him as soon as possible.
We saw it last night with Farabee.
Exactly. You saw how much of a pro he looks. I really think...
I keep forgetting he's not... I thought he was a center for some reason. He's
yeah.
not. But that just helps the Flyers, too.
Yeah.
They don't... That's the other thing, too. They don't have the best winger depth, unfortunately. But... he will definitely help that. Did Tornsky play last night or no?
No, he did not. He's a player. Tornsky and Lazinski are also.
Maybe he's not really considered a rookie. Maybe that's why he wasn't in.
Well, no, because also.
Or was he? I know he's like.
Well, no, because they're both in college still. They play for college teams.
True.
At least, no, one of them does. I want to say it's Tanner Lazinski.
Tanner Lazinski does.
He plays for Ohio State, and then Carson Torensky. Let's see here. He's 21, so Torensky is in the AHL.
He is in the AHL, and I just remember back.
Okay, he didn't do terrible last year. 24 points, 69 games. 10 goals, 14 assists.
He's another guy that thinks some people are kind of high on just because he's a great offensive kind of person. As in that, I think he's more of a sniper than actual playmaker type of person, I think, player. So I think he will be another good winger that the Flyers will end up having. I still don't know how they feel about Abi Kubel.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Matthew Strome still has some.
He has a lot of work to do still, but he's making progress for Matthew Strome. Honestly,
Kasha put his name out there as another
he
one
really
that could
did.
Potentially be. Isaac Ratcliffe, obviously.
Yes. But Matthew Strome, I know he needs to work on his skating still.
Yeah.
But he's making a lot of progress, good strides.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to cover for the rookie game?
I think we kind of got it all.
I think so. All right.
I don't really want to do any guys that didn't really do well.
Right.
I'm not going to put anything on them for that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, now we really break everything down.
Yes, the Flyers.
Ivan Provorov. We're hoping so right now, obviously, he has not signed yet.
Yep.
We're hoping he signs soon. There are so many rumors and reports that he could be signing very soon. Andrew Raycroft said
here.
Provorov is nearly signed. Bob McKenzie has said a lot that the team and Provi are working hard today to try to finalize a contract. 3 years and 6 years deals are both still on the table. Talks continue. That's good. Provorov has been working out at the Flyers facility in Voorhees.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mention Travis Konechny in a little bit because there's so much to talk about him for there. If you had to guess, and this is so tough to do, what would you prefer Provorov, a 3-year deal or a 6-year deal now? And how much could it possibly be? Because I don't know if we have... Because Jason Baredas of 97.5 The Fanatic, he tweeted out that he believes both deals are done tonight. Konechny, he could get somewhere between 3 years, $4.25 million. Obviously, we'll get to TK. He said this morning.
There's a lot that's come out.
I know.
Then,
so poor Jason. That's definitely not possible.
No.
Provorov, 3 years, $6.25 million AAV. That's realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not reporting these numbers, obviously, but he firmly believes this is how it shakes out. I think it's a better option for 3-year deal, for a bridge deal.
No, I'd go 6.
6? Just lock him up?
6 years, $6 million.
Okay.
That's what I would do. But
I just don't. Yeah. Because I just don't know. So looking at the Flyers cap right now, They have $13.41 million. They only need to re-sign TK and Provorov to deals. Everyone else is signed. Next year, you then have Nolan Patrick, who will get a decent contract. And also, this is a big year for him. Or no, I'm sorry. No, I lied. Yeah, he's an RFA next year. Lindblom is a RFA as well, so they'll both get pretty decent contracts. Curtis Gabriel, nothing really. Justin Braun, his contract will expire.
I'd have to do the 6 years.
6 years? Okay.
Because if you do the 3 years, because this is just looking forward.
Yes.
You're going to have to worry about signing Couturier again.
No, you won't.
Do with Drew, yeah. If you sign a 3-year deal.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, my bad. Okay. You know what? Yeah, no, I would give 6 years then. Yeah, no, that's a great point, Mike. Because so Giroux, his contract expires 2022, 2023, just like Couturier's.
So then you have to balance 3 guys who can get a good amount of money.
That's a good point. Yeah, because then Provorov would want even more. So you know what? 6 years. That's a great point there, Mike. But you're just looking at the best names available within the next 3-4 years that you need to sign. Obviously, Giroux and Couturier, 2022, 2023. Patrick Lindblom. You have Lawton and Raffle if you want to re-sign them. Braun, Sanheim, Myers, Marin,
Carter Hart, 2021.
Carter Hart. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of names out there that they need to cover and re-sign.
The Germ, by that time, I don't know what kind of player he's going to be or what they feel.
We'll see. Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost.
They will both be 2022, 2023 players as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
There's a lot of that they kind of need to do.
And you also have to worry about this too, which would probably I don't know if they wanted.
What's that?
He'd then be an RFA again. Probably.
Yeah. Well, no, he would be because if he signed for 3, yep, exactly.
It'd be like Werenski's deal.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters because then that Flyers retain his rights or whatever. So
right.
You don't really have to worry about him going to a different team, but, maybe then he wouldn't wait this long to then sign.
Yeah.
And I think Provorov's obviously worth the 6 years. Because obviously he's still going to grow as a player. He's still only 22.
Mm.
And has already proven to be the Flyers' best defenseman.
Yup.
I think Niskanen will be a great mentor to him. To help him still develop and everything. For most of these guys. I think Braun would actually be a big help if we still have Morin up at this time. If whatever happens with him.
Right.
Because I think because they're both big bodies, and Braun kind of knows how to use it and use his kind of skills and everything at this point. So I think he'd be a great mentor for a guy like Morin or maybe Haig.
Right. It's honestly, it's very, very tough. Because just think about this as a whole. The Flyers have 8 defensemen.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's one too many.
Yeah. I
think Haig or Marin is going to be gone. I prefer Haig to be gone over Marin.
Yeah, even though you are a Haig fan.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I do like Robert Haig. He's gotten a lot of flack over the years.
You were one of the few guys that were actually on his side
last
year.
And I don't... Sure, he hasn't played the greatest hockey, but let's be honest. I'd rather have Robert Haig than Andrew McDonald. Excuse me. Or, gosh, what's his name? Christian Folin.
Yeah.
If Robert Haig is my extra forward compared to those guys, and I need to throw him in, sure, absolutely, I'd rather have him.
Yep.
He blocks a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
He's a heavy hitter a little bit. Kind of a heavy shot. Whether you not disagree with me, the fact I think he's actually it's not like they're throwing him in a top 4 role. They're throwing him in bottom 6.
Yeah.
That's right where he should be. And as long as you're doing that, that shouldn't be a problem.
No. And unfortunately for Haig, And even Morin, you could say, because Morin was just dealt with bad luck because of all the injuries and everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the guys that are behind you or right around you, I think, are better defensemen.
Yes.
So that's why I think these guys are going to take your spots.
Yep.
Like last year, everyone thought Sanheim was like a long shot to potentially make the team.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean he's a long shot?
And even the year before, Morin.
Yeah.
Well, they did a weird thing there. They kept both Morin and Sanheim up for a little bit, and then they sent Sanheim down.
Yeah.
And then Morin got hurt.
Right. But, so all in all, though, I think, again, kind of to wrap up this defensive core talk and everything. So, again, Provorov and Philly, they're trying to finalize a contract. 3 years and 6-year deals are on the line. So, good news is, with Provorov appear to be making some progress on a new contract, according to Bob McKenzie, or at least talks have intensified.
That seems to be the opposite for Konechny.
The same cannot be said for Travis Konechny. Philly and Konechny are not close on a new deal. He then, meaning McKenzie, tweeted this out. The crux of the problem seems to be Philadelphia is basing its offer on the fact Konechny has averaged just under 15 minutes total ice time in his first 3 seasons. But the player's counter argument is that he's amongst the better even strength goal scorers for his age / experience. I'll get to in a second because I have one more thing in the last 2 seasons. Another note about that. I just had this. I'm going to be mad if I can't find it. Here it is. Jordan Hall tweeted out 2 hours ago from NBC Sports Philadelphia. Over the past 2 seasons, Konechny has had the same number of even strength goals, 43, as Sidney Crosby and David Pastrnak, and more than Artemi Panarin with 42. Mm-hmm. Get the man signed, Chuck. Mike, go ahead.
Jeff was thinking before the podcast started.
I was, but yes. I'm better now. Mm-hmm. I'm better now.
But it was just a tweet from Sam Corchidi about a half hour ago on Provorov.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did see that, but go ahead.
The tweet was, both sides working hard on Provi deal as you read this, but deal not done yet. So it seems like it's probably just like little things here and there, but I feel like a deal within the next couple hours will probably happen. But I did like this tweet, though, on the Konechny thing. That's got tweeted out.
Yes. So read the original tweet.
Oh no, it was just this one tweet he had.
Oh wait, no, I keep getting these guys mixed up.
No, it was just I see Dave Hextall is still causing problems in Philadelphia from beyond the grave.
Yes, and he's not wrong
because the whole thing was
literally
his ice time or whatever is the reason why he can't.
Exactly.
Or why they're so far.
There's
off.
been times where TK's gotten benched for no freaking reason because Hextall thought it was a good idea to bench him. And then
there was times where, for some reason, because they were on the losing streak, let's put Konechny off the first line. Let's put him on the third line. No, let's put him on the second line.
No, let's put him on the third line.
Let's put him back on the first line. Back to the third line. Fourth line for a little stint. Then back to the first line.
He's a top 6 forward.
Yeah.
In the NHL. I don't care what anyone says. The numbers show it.
Mm-hmm.
His speed and skill show it. His intensity shows it. He is born to be a Philadelphia Flyer. There shouldn't be no issue with this contract. Get it done, Chuck Fletcher.
He's improved every year.
He has. And he's going to be a 40-goal scorer. I guarantee you at some point in his career.
At points-wise, 2016-17, his rookie year, and 70 games because he got benched a bunch of times. Mostly because
by some genius,
but because of fucking penalties and stuff like that.
And that's fair.
But and that was also everyone was pissed about.
Right, but also when he's actually improving,
they were doing the same thing with Ghost.
But when he's he was, and when he's improving, why bench him?
Yeah, but at 70 games, he put up 28 points. Not bad for
that's
a
not
campaign.
terrible for a
11
rookie.
goals, 17 assists.
That's not too bad.
Year 2, in 81 games,
played 11 more games.
Yes, I think he missed 1 game for injury.
Who cares? That's 81 games. That's a good jump.
He had 47 points, 24 goals, 23 assists. Last year, all 82.
Yeah.
Only a little higher, but 49 points, 24 goals, same amount of goals, but 25 assists.
Still, literally, he's improving every year. He went from 19 points more to, only 2 points, but still, 47 to 49 points. That's a good jump. A consistent 24 goal scorer.
But this is the thing, though. Look at his average ice time in 2016-17, 14 minutes, 5 seconds. 17-18, 14-54, and then last year, 15-16. So that averages out to 14-47 for his career.
I'm not going to lie. I get why he's upset and is complaining about that, and I don't blame him one bit. It honestly pisses me off that Dave Haxtell basically
Here's another thing too.
Is not helping this cause at all when he's still not even here.
This is a weird thing that I just realized.
What's that?
You see this on stats. Don't you always see whenever Konechny's on the ice, he's making a hit or trying to make a hit or something? 2016-17, he had 92 hits.
Yeah.
17-18, 97. Last year, only 65. Odd even strength. 65 hits.
It honestly bothers me that he does not get that much even strength time. It really does. Power play, penalty kill, great, but put him on the freaking regular ice time. Give him... I don't understand it. I don't know if Scott Gordon helped the cause at all or not, but the fact that Alain Vigneault is the new head coach and is an experienced one, that should be a big chip that Chuck Fletcher and the Flyers should use it for TK to say, hey, look, we actually... and don't get me wrong, I love what Scott Gordon did. I thought he was good. He did a lot of great things and turned this team around from... I'll put it this way. He took the Flyers from a basically bottom 3 team in the whole league to a near playoff trip. Now, if Alain Vigneault, he's going to do a much better job. Again, no offense to Gordon. I think he did a good job. But Vigneault actually can work with young players, unlike Haxtell.
That's kind of what it
he
brought
did
up.
Jack shit.
That's what it brought up a couple podcasts ago. And that the Flyers are back to an actual NHL coach. First time since Laviolette, which was also the last time they made it past the first round. It was a huge risk to go to someone who was out of college and bring him into the game.
Extremely. It's always a huge risk.
And Berube was Berube.
Right.
But he wasn't the right fit for this team.
Again, just because the way his coaching style is.
Who's got experience, he's got playoff experience. Some people are a little questionable on some of the things he does line-wise, but I think will do well for these guys, or for the young guys and everything. And he'll see the talent, and I think Chuck Fletcher will too, of Travis Konechny and some of these guys. They saw it in Lindblom. Look what they did to him.
I know.
Year. After the year before, he was crashing the playoffs, and he kind of struggled a little bit, and he was on the fourth line.
Yeah.
Last year, he spent a good amount of time near the end of the season on the first line.
Especially even the second line for quite a while.
Yeah. But there's something you tweeted out to me, too, because I want to compare, because comparable guys that...
Yes. Was it the contracts, right?
Yes, for Travis Konechny.
Yeah, bring that up.
So some of the guys can kind of compare him to Timo Meier, Pavel Buchnevich, Kasperi Kapanen, and Jacob Vrana.
Okay, so what are all of their contracts, and what do they look like, and also how many years?
Buchnevich, 2 years, 3.25 mil. Kapanen, 3 years, 3.2. Meier, 4 years, 6 mil. Vrana, 2 years, 3.35 mil. If you're asking me, I think, based on Konechny's stats, and I'm comparing them to kind of Kapanen's stats here, I took Kapanen a little time to get used to. Last year was his best year.
He's been getting better and better every year.
Yeah.
And he did it on an extension for Toronto, which is good for him.
I think Konechny deserves more than 3 years, 3.2 if you were comparing stats.
I'd give him freaking 4 years.
If you're doing 4 years, you're comparing it to Timo Meier, which is a kind of
not
a fair one, but you can make the comparisons here.
What's that?
Konechny and Meier.
No, I meant like what's the contract? I mean, sorry.
It was 4 years, 6 mil.
So that's about 24 mil.
Yeah.
Salary. Yeah.
So
honestly, I'd be good with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not
so
be, but I'm actually good with that.
Meyer in 34 games, 6 points. We already said what Konechny's was.
Yes.
28.
Yes.
The same rookie year.
Yes. Sorry, off to a much better start.
17-18. 81 games, both of them.
Yep.
Meyer, 36 points.
TK, 47.
Goals. Yeah, 21 goals, 15 assists. 24-23.
Much better season, of course.
Yeah. And then last year,
he just dominated.
At 78 games, a little less, but 66 points for Meyer.
He just dominated. There's no
goals,
doubt.
36 assists.
There's no doubt. Timo Meyer is just a monster. I'm surprised he actually got that bridge deal, but then again, the fact that San Jose with Doug Wilson was able to lock him up for a bridge deal right now because they had so much other players to deal with. Hey, good for them. They I don't know how they're able to do that, but hey, good for them, man.
Because if you look at like Jacob Vrana, because the other two got, I don't know, Kapanen's the only one that wasn't in the same draft year, but for Vrana's stats, again, 6 points, 2016-17, only 21 games. Then 17-18, you put up 27 points in 73 games. Konechny did better than that. And then last year he put up 47 points.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. I get that Verana's not bad, but honestly, I think TK is much better than Jacob Vrana. I'm a little surprised he's making that much money.
I don't think...
Not going to lie.
If I'm comparing all these guys, if I have to put them, compare them, I put a list of where I think these guys are. I'd probably go Kapanen, Vrana, Buchnevich, Konechny, Meyer. That's kind of how I would put those guys.
Yeah.
Because I do think Meyer is a better player than Konechny is.
Oh, that's for sure.
But having said that, if you look at these stats, even though last year he did really great for Meyer, you can't say Konechny's couldn't be a 30-goal scorer either.
I'm giving him 40-goal scorer at some point.
I know you are.
Not saying this year, but I'm saying at some point. The other thing that kind of worries me about Travis Konechny, and I might be looking into this too much, but earlier when I mentioned Sam Kerchey, tweeted a couple hours ago, Provorov has been working out at the Flyers facility in Voorhees. TK in the Meehan.
Yeah, he's playing.
Meantime, he's been working out, but in Ontario.
Yeah.
The only reason why I see that as a positive
is that he's working out.
Well, that. And TK's from that area.
Yeah.
And for me, the only positive thing is that some guys actually prefer to work out in their home area.
Yeah. But
literally there's yes.
Camp opens up tomorrow.
I know.
So
yeah, that's why it's a little worrisome.
That's why I think that one tweet from this morning, whatever, the deal's getting done today is probably because they want these done before camp opens up tomorrow.
I agree.
From the sounds of it, looks like Provorov will be, but Konechny, I don't
might not be. No. It's not a guarantee. It's not.
I haven't even seen what potential rumors are of what Konechny wants.
I have no idea. I've literally seen nothing but anything but for Provorov for Philadelphia. I've not seen anything really except bad news for Konechny.
Yeah. Obviously, another big thing the Flyers did was shore up their centers, and they signed Kevin Hayes.
Yes. Hayes...
Which we did kind of talk about last
We did, but we can talk about it again. Hayes, I think he's going to have a pretty good year under Alain Vigneault again. Second-line center, not a whole lot of pressure, but not too little.
I think Lindblom will have a career year.
Lindblom will have a good career, but also it will help Patrick a lot. Nolan Patrick, I think, will strive in the third line role center.
How about this?
Yes.
Just real quick, sorry.
I
got distracted, like I always do.
You're good. What else is new?
Let's just look at the difference between Lindblom's stats from 17-18 to 18-19. So in 23 games, he put up 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists. Last year, in 81 games, 33 points, 17 goals, 16 assists.
Dude, I'm telling you, Oscar Lindblom is a very underrated player, and he's still an underrated player that fans and the media, honestly, I'll put it this way.
He put up...
Fans understand who he is.
In 17-18 for Lehigh Valley, he put up 7 points in their playoffs.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. Fans understand exactly who Oscar Lindblom is. The national media has no idea who he is.
No.
They honestly have no idea who he is.
People know who Lindblom was, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. A huge reason why, he was a former 5th-round pick. Mm-hmm. 5th-round pick, and he's tearing it up.
And he was in Sweden.
This kid is going to get even better and better. He only had, he had 33 points last year, but that's 33
where
points.
He was in Sweden, so he didn't really get much film or anything on him, and he wasn't in the juniors, which everyone pays attention to.
Yes.
But
the SHL is such an underrated league.
In a professional league. He wasn't in juniors.
It was against men.
Yes.
He was playing against men, and he was doing well, obviously.
Mm-hmm. He was on their...
And it shows.
They were on their national team, their junior team.
Let's switch gears here for one player, because I really want to get your opinion on him. How did you feel about James Van Riemsdyk last year? I know my thoughts and opinions. I just want to get your thoughts right away about JVR. In 66 games played, 27 points, 21 assists. Sorry, 27 goals, 21 assists, 48 points. Remember, he did miss a solid 16 games.
He missed the beginning of the season because of his
foot injury or knee. It was such a weird injury.
And then it took him a little while to get his feet going.
Yes.
But once he did, he was on fire.
Yes.
I think he is the main reason why Simmons is not here right now.
Right.
He's the same kind of player as Simmons, but he's more...
He's bigger.
Agile. He can do a little more. But he's still similar in that he can only kind of score right in front of the net. He won't really dangle or anything like that. He won't do any cool moves, but he's great with the stick. He'll deflect. He'll get into the dirty areas. He'll chew on his mouth guard the whole time while doing it. And what actually is really surprising, though...
He only had 8 power play goals last year.
Well, that.
Out of the 27 he scored.
The weird thing is, though, he only played 66 games, and he said he had 48 points.
Yeah.
And the year before in Toronto, in 81 games, he only had 54 points.
Yeah.
He had a couple more points more in more games. And
6 more points in 15 more games.
Yes.
But the number is for him there, 36 goals, 11 power play goals.
Yeah. But I do think for him, he will be a third line.
Yeah. And that's not...
For me, I don't want... Because I'm sure... I see more people separating Voracek and JVR.
Yes.
But I'm sure
you kind of have to.
You still kind of have to.
Well,
I think a lot of...
I'll let you finish.
I think there's a good amount of people that think they should be together just because. But, like, if you play NHL, I'm sure they're putting those 3 together.
Yeah.
Once you get it tomorrow.
I will. Technically, that's tonight because it's midnight tonight. So.
You know what I meant.
I know.
But I think he can, not that Voracek and Patrick in that short time have gained a lot of confidence with each other, good chemistry. I think Patrick and JVR's game will be better if they're on that third line together. Now, who's ever on the other side of it is up in the air still. If you're asking me after that rookie game who it should be, I don't know. You can give it to either one of Farabee, Ripstuff, or Frost. I'd be happy with any one of them.
I really would be.
If it was me,
honestly, yeah.
If it were me,
would you go German?
Yeah. Only for Patrick's benefit.
Yeah.
Because the Germ is really good at face-offs, and I saw it last night. And many times in defensive zone, he won the face-off.
Yeah.
So a defensive zone kind of thing, could switch that up, and he could take the center.
Right.
There.
I would love German there.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is I don't want him to take any center playing time or face-off time away from Patrick.
Right.
He needs to improve. Right.
Yeah.
I agree, though, 100%. I would love to see German Rubasov there.
Each other, but yeah.
Yes.
Not that Farabee or Frost.
Right. I
like if it,
as much as I love Morgan Frost, I think it should be Farabee over him.
Yeah. I think Farabee can contribute a little more.
For right now, I think so. Not only that, but I think Farabee would be a very good third line winger because he'd be playing with Patrick and James Van Riemsdyk. Yeah. The reason why,
also because the one thing Patrick, I don't know how well he can really hold a line together. That's the one thing. I don't know which one out of Frost or Farabee would be better suited for that.
Right.
Because with JVR, he's going straight to the net.
Right. But again, my thing is, and a perfect example is the first game when the Flyers opened up in Vegas. Mm-hmm. James Van Riemsdyk, he had 2 assists that game.
Yeah.
One of them was a beautiful saucer pass. Mm-hmm. The other I can't remember because it was last year in October.
Almost
but
oh dear.
He's such a good passer. That's why I don't want Voracek on the same line with him because Voracek can also make those good passes. Sure, it would help if they had 2 good passers on the same line, but then again, all they would do is back and forth, back and forth.
What the Flyers have done the past
exactly,
years.
And that's their issue right now.
Which I will say this about Konechny's game too is that at times he has taken one too many passes.
Yeah.
For the main part, if you're looking at this team right now without Farabee or Frost or any of them, the one guy you would want, because all these guys are playmakers, Konechny should be your sniper.
He should be.
Even if
he has the shot.
If I'm Alain Vigneault or any of the coaches, I don't know who's working with forwards or whatever, however that works. I just say, hey, Konechny, I know you don't really want to be too selfish or whatever, but
it's okay to shoot.
No, just focus on shooting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's okay to shoot. Just other guys can pass everything. Mm-hmm. You don't have to make these
because the guys you're with, Giroux and Couturier, are the best passers on your team.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about getting the puck to them. Just take the shot. You're supposed to be the finisher.
Yeah.
That's your role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just...
Yep.
It just needs to be October 4th.
Oh, it does.
Looking at so kind of taking a brief break from the player talk and everything, let's look at their upcoming draft. Out of 7 rounds, of course, they have their first, second... So I'll put it this way. They have all their picks. They have all their picks, except for the third, which is in the Justin Braun trade, and an additional 7th-round pick for the Habs.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking now that they're going to use one of the 4th rounds or 7th round to try to get to package something together, try to get a 3rd round.
Yeah, I think because 3rd rounders are so important.
The middle rounds are more are some of the guys you kind of don't really think about, but they do kind of bring an impact here.
Exactly, literally, perfect example. Lindblom, he's a 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to go back and look at the Flyers draft picks from the past couple years and tell you and point at the mid round picks that will be good players / have been good players. Literally 2 5th round picks, 2018. Wyatt Wiley, who played great. Samuel Ersson, a goaltender who's already projected to be one of the next best goaltender prospects or top prospects.
Unfortunately, out of nowhere, there's a big kind of hill to climb there for goaltenders.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Tanner Lazinski, a 6th round pick, 2016. David Kasha, 5th round pick, 2015.
He did great last night. Wasn't Torwinski a middle rounder? Or was he like 3rd round?
He was a 3rd rounder, but still a good pick though. I'm just looking at that 2015 draft. Provorov, Konechny, Sandstrom, Tomek, Vorobiev, Kasha.
Carter Hart.
That was the next year.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, well, no, I was saying 2015.
Sorry, he was second round.
Yes, and Carter Hart was,
second round, 48 overall.
Yes. But no, I was saying that draft class in 2015 was good.
I thought Carter Hart was taken later.
No. But the Flyers traded up to get Carter Hart, to draft him there.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't really... if anything, Philip Myers, the Germ last night, and Lindblom have shown that it doesn't really matter where you're drafted.
Yeah.
They can still be considered a high prospect.
Yeah.
Myers, because of his size, a little bit, and then he brought it with his game later. Lindblom showing it now. I think the Germ's starting to show signs of potentially being a good middle line centerman for the main point right now, because I think they would really like Patrick to be the number one center.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
But Couture's only 26, so you got him for a long time.
Yes.
So at least 10 years.
Right.
Because if you keep him for 10 years, he's 36. So.
Okay, so one other thing I did want to kind of ask you about, because this is just going to be an interesting question. So for the Flyers, looking at last year's team, and
them to this year's team.
Well, yes and no, because where I was going with this is
actually that's what I forgot to bring this up.
Oh yeah, bring that up. I know what you're gonna do. But for last year's team though,
I was actually bring up the standings, but I will bring that up.
Oh, okay. Last year's team though, who's a player that had not a good year or kind of didn't live up to the hype last year that should have, and should hopefully have a better this upcoming year? For me, obviously the guy that sticks out right away is Nolan Patrick. He has to have a vital and strong third year for him. I'm hoping he'll get past 31 points this year.
Can I go to my write-up? Because I kind of put this in my write-up for my potential for this year.
Yes, let's do that. Sorry, I thought you were saying if I had it too. Can I bring it up on my screen? I'm like, I don't have it, but sure.
I meant bring it up on the podcast right now.
Let's go.
Because many of the things I said we kind of already mentioned. The strengths being that you really have no anchor anymore. Or no anchor yet. I don't know what you really have in Braun or Niskanen yet.
Right.
But forward-wise, you have no anchor in Weiss, Laterra,
no
Mac or Folan. You don't have those guys anymore. Those guys are gone. It's raining.
Wow. Let me check some of my windows closed 1 second.
Wow.
We're good.
But everyone was worried. We already talked about Hayes. They got your consensus number one goalie and Carter Hart.
You now have a strong third line center and Patrick.
Yes, and you have a good backup too.
And Brian Elliott. Reliable backup, and also the fact that Carter Hart is now going to take majority of the games. That's going to help.
The holes, I will say, is I said still not great, but I'd say they're not completely developed yet, some of the younger guys, so they still have some room to grow. Obviously didn't get a Subban or something like that to completely turn over the defense or whatever, but I honestly think in-house is going to be better than the guys they brought in. But for the guys that do think, to answer your question, Ghost.
Yeah.
I think Ghost will have a rebound year, mostly because he'll be playing with Myers. Third line or third pair, which for once I actually won't mind him being on the third pair. And then I also think Patrick will have a career year.
Patrick, I think he'll have a career year. He'll shut down those people that are looking to, destroy his confidence.
I also said they had down years in Niskanen and Braun, but there's a potential of a rebound for both of them.
Yup.
Maybe more so for... I honestly don't know what you're going to get out of those two. I think you'll get more out of Niskanen than you will Braun.
Yep, for sure. Because, again, he's an offensive player. Braun's defensive.
Yeah. Which is why I think they brought both those guys in. And really, at the end of the day, it is kind of a lose-lose kind of thing with Braun. Even though you hate to keep $3.8 million on a press box if it ends up being that kind of thing. Yeah. But he's only here for a year.
He is, and I don't know if...
and if he plays great, send him to another year or two.
Right.
Whatever. And if not, see ya. We got plenty of guys coming up soon that could potentially take your spot.
You're not wrong.
No. But he's... Because the whole thing on him is that in San Jose, he wasn't really playing the best. He was playing too much, playing too much of a role and everything, which kind of brought down his numbers a little bit. And he will be playing with Sanheim, which should help, and Sanheim should be positive that he can take more chances and everything, which obviously we've brought up many times. At least I have. Because if you look, the pair, because somehow we managed to go back to the defenseman.
Yeah.
Because it's not a terrible blue line, if you really think about it.
It's not. Again, it has depth.
It has depth, and your potential of maybe someone not doing well might be Braun, and if the coaches see it early on, maybe they bring back in Haig or Morin or whoever is the extra.
Mark Friedman.
Yeah, if he impresses during training camp, sure.
The good news is, though, for the Flyers...
Because that was another thing, too, last year.
What?
Friedman was really far into camp.
He was in the last cuts. Yeah.
There were moments where, like, is Friedman going to take Myers's or Sanheim's spot or something? But, yeah. Offensively, forward-wise, I think this team is... They did very little. They only really added Hayes. But I do think because of that, and you don't have a Weiss or Laterra anymore, which you didn't really have for the better half of last season either. But which at that point, the Flyers started doing a little better.
Yeah.
And I think you have 4 good lines. You now have 4 good lines.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to see what Alain Vigneault does with this team.
Yeah, I am too.
And I'm glad.
I'm excited.
Because I know a lot of people wanted the Flyers to kind of blow up just because of...
Why, though?
Because they wanted them to win the cup and everything. So spend the money you had, because you had a good amount of cap space or whatever, that, get one of these big guys that are free agents, and then we can go contend for a cup right now.
My problem...
The Holmgren thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, my problem is with that, literally...
You have to get rid of some of these prospects.
You have to get rid of some of the dead weight. You have to, which he did.
Yeah.
You have to, again, if you blow up though the team, and you spend the cap, that's literally you're setting yourself to cap hell again.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Homer did the first time around.
I think Chuck Fletcher is he's like Ron Hextall, but not like Ron Hextall. He'll want to contend.
Fletcher,
yes.
He's not like Hextall.
In a way, he is, I think, though.
How so? The only reason I'll bring up my point, because I'm remembering something that I heard. Anyway, so go ahead.
I still think he wants to kind of build from within, but if there's a guy out there that he thinks can come in and help this team, I don't think he'll hesitate to try to get them.
Right.
But I think he'll first look at what he has got here.
Yeah.
Because this is a good, talented team on paper.
Absolutely. On paper, and I've said this
many times.
I said this last year. I'll say it again this year. This team is on paper, unfortunately on paper, but again, on paper, this team should be in the second round easily.
Everyone was saying that. Honestly, I was about Carolina last year.
Yeah.
And years past. On paper, this team looks great, but they weren't doing anything.
Literally, on paper, this team should be in the second round.
This could just be a question that doesn't go answer right now. Could the Flyers be the Hurricanes of last season?
That's a great question. They could be, but a lot of factors come into play. Injuries. Who's getting hot at the right time? Who's getting cold at the right time?
If it's another down year, then okay. If you want to blow up, then whatever blow up. But
yeah,
try with what you have first, and then go from that. Because all the time, whenever he was asked during the summer, he mentioned names of people he thought were young guys that were kind of untouchables, and many of those guys were the defensemen.
Yeah.
The one guy that wasn't named that everyone thought was Ghost, but he's still here.
My gosh.
Yeah, seriously.
But the one thing I will say, so a while ago I was listening to the Spit and Chicklets podcast. They had Michael Russo on there. He's the beat writer for The Athletic for the Minnesota Wild. And he was, getting interviewed by the guys there asking questions about, because obviously, the whole shenanigans going on.
Yeah, with signing Parise and Suter, all that.
Well, not necessarily that, but just because they were asking about the current, or the GM that just got fired.
Oh, yeah.
That guy, and everything going on. And then, because Hextall's name got brought up because they're asking if he was being considered candidate. He said, he should be candidate, if not almost a finalist. They're asking kind of how he compared to, like the GM that just got fired, and the Michael Russo brought up Chuck Fletcher. He said, so Hextall and Fletcher, they're kind of the exact opposite, and that's also kind of where this is bugging me. I can't remember. It was Paul Fenton. So Paul Fenton was fired, and for Russo, he was saying that Hextall is almost a better version of Fenton, but he's almost the exact opposite of Chuck Fletcher. Chuck Fletcher is almost in that win now category mentality. Hextall, he wants to win, but he's patient because he knows what it takes to win a cup, and that's why I give him a lot of credit. He likes to build. He likes to process. Obviously, everyone wants the team to win now.
Yeah.
Trust me, he wants to win as much as everyone else does, but you got to build up the team. You got to build the prospects. The only reason why the Flyers are going to be anywhere close to winning now is because of Hextall. Yeah. Because he spent those years building up the prospects. Because he spent the years building up the defensive core.
I think Fletcher will take more of a chance of a young guy coming up.
Yes, exactly.
Like Carter Hart.
Yes.
Not that he really had
he had no choice.
Yeah, he had no choice to, but I don't think he has, in that sense, he's different from Hextall. And he won't take a chance of some of these guys coming up. He brought up Myers last year.
Yeah.
That was only one game, but he also brought up Friedman.
Right.
Morin for a little bit, but he was on the bench a lot of time.
Yes.
Because of Scott Gordon. But here's one thing I did see. Sam Carchidi tweeted this out.
I was going to bring it up. I was trying to find a good time, but go ahead.
This is on Provorov. Mark Gandler, Provorov's agent, says he is neither optimistic nor pessimistic that a deal can get done before camp opens tomorrow. I added that, by the way. That's exactly what #Flyers GM Chuck Fletcher told me last night in regards to Provy and TK. So, what do you read into that? Tomorrow's Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is. Here's my thoughts. It's so hard to read Gandler, Provy's agent. It's so hard to read everything he says. I'm going to try not to be, because he likes to, I can't even read it. But anyway, this is what I meant to bring up earlier. I completely forgot about it until now. Kind of, still on topic of Provorov, someone tweeted out a picture of a fan with Provorov, and he was all smiles at the rookie game. Why would you hold out of a contract or anything like that and not be prepared to show up to training camp, if you're at the rookie game in Allentown?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get he's been working on voice and everything, but still, why would he even bother showing up? You know? So I really do think Provorov, like the talks have intensified.
Read into that as you would, but
right, read that as you would. But I think the talks have really intensified, like the reports have said. Gandler said, the deal's not done. We're working on it. Said this afternoon. I think something really can get done. Mm-hmm. Meaning, but at anything as late as tonight. I think Provorov and Fletcher will work as late as they can, as they need to, because camp starts tomorrow morning at 8:30 in Voorhees.
This is probably why Provorov's here. Because just look at how crazy his workout stuff is from the little bit that we know of and how crazy he is. I think he wants to be here and train and do better. Yes. So he wants to be by these guys. He wants to learn from the new coaches. He wants to know new systems. So he wants to be here. I mean, he has to go through this hassle first, but he wants to be here and start getting the season going and everything.
Yep.
But that's the exact opposite of connecting, because connecting, we kind of know where the line kind of is there of potential of why there has been a deal there and why they're so far off. There really isn't here with Provorov. Although sometimes some of it's been years or whatever of how many years, but
right.
I have to be. I think it's something little, but I don't know. Anything else?
We kind of touched base on a lot
everything.
Of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bye, Gudas.
Yeah.
Have fun with him, Washington. He's a good defenseman, I will say. He will be lost.
I think so.
Because both of us, I think, were kind of questioning that trade a little bit.
Right. And it's funny because
at the
Flyers or Castellans were questioning.
Again, it's like Niskanen is more of a more well-rounded defenseman, where Gudas is just hit him.
Yeah. Not only that, but
shoot when you get the puck.
Yes. But not only that, but Caps fans were questioning why they got rid of Niskanen.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, that covers a lot of that. We really broke this team down today. I do you have any final thoughts regarding the Philadelphia Flyers going into the 2019-2020 season?
I don't know. Just be ready, because all these teams, except for one, and then Metro kind of improved.
Yeah, no, they really have. Again, I know we try to with all these teams. What are your expectations in standing wise for the Flyers?
I do think they will make the playoffs.
Okay.
Whether it's a wild card
or just a regular spot,
or
I agree with
the
that.
question, because the wild card itself is another toss-up.
Yeah. I think the Flyers, they will make the playoffs. They'll be anywhere between the third and fourth spot in the Metro. Mm-hmm. So they're tail end of the first wild card, or the third seed from the not third seed, but whatever seed they are from the Metro, but the third team in the Metro. So
I agree.
There's that. The next team we will cover is the Philadelphia Flyers' rival, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Some news from today. I will give you a sneak peek, but obviously we won't go over it until the next time we podcast. Mm-hmm. Contract extension and some actually a very interesting article I saw on The Athletic the other day that I absolutely have to bring up regarding Evgeny Malkin and problems between him and Phil Kessel, and this is how bad they actually got. I'll leave it at that. So, Mike,
we done?
We done.
We out.